Uh, Ben Simmons last night in Philadelphia. Nets go back there. Philadelphia is missing Joel Embiid. They're missing James Harden, Kurt Helin. They're missing Tyrese Maxey, who's their second best player after Embiid. And they win. The Nets have Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, Kyrie, and they lose to the Sixers. So, Kurt, how did you what did you take away from that performance last night from the Nets and from the Sixers?
The Nets aren't good, man. They do not play defense. They are small. They were running Joe Harris at the 4 for stretches last night. And I love B-Ball Paul, man. Bring more. We all need more B-Ball Paul off the bench. But they were just getting inside, doing whatever they wanted with, I know nobody can stop Tobias Harris. But like they just kind of got going with whatever they wanted to do last night. It was bad. And by the way, Simmons wasn't even bad, right? Like Simmons played decently again and handled the whole situation about as well as he could. The rest of his Nets teammates took the night off, man.
This team is a team full of mid, right? Like everybody was assuming, Kyrie Irving comes back, Ben Simmons is better, Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, and this thing is going to magically work. Well, Kevin Durant played reasonably well, even though I think, just having 15 shots, I got an issue with that. But Kyrie Irving wasn't a net negative more than he is a net negative most nights because he doesn't play defense and monopolizes the ball a lot of times. My problem is this Nets team, as constructed, is the reason why Kevin Durant said, get me out of here, right? He looked around and says, I got to be tall man, I got to be big man, I got to be defender, I got to be scorer and facilitator. You know who can do all of those things? Nobody. You know why the Brooklyn Nets are bad right now? Because you gave up 115 points to the Memphis Grizzlies when their best player was Dylan Brooks, who's a train wreck on a good day. And now we're supposed to be all up and excited because Jock Vaughn got them playing a little more defense than they played with Steve Nash, and you got the big three together. No. I don't know why they're fooling themselves. This is like one of those loveless marriages where somebody's just waiting on the other person to leave, but nobody wants to change the locks first. Somebody got to change the locks first over there.
Ooh, change the locks.
By the way, did you see Kevin Durant's face like third and fourth quarter when he was sitting on the bench? You telling me he wasn't thinking when's too early to put that trade request back out there? Like he looked miserable by the end of it. He was having fun on the court with Niang, but like if George Niang is your counterpoint and your team's getting your butt kicked, you got a problem, man.
How about that quote though? How do you guys feel about that? We got up on the screen now. Durant says, Everybody wants to see our team fail. Nobody likes Ben. Nobody likes Kyrie. Nobody likes me. All this stuff. Okay, just your take, Vinny, and then Kurt on this one. I just want to hear you guys.
Nobody dislikes Kevin Durant, but I understand that he's going to take it for his teammates, right? He's not going to say people hate Kyrie and people hate Ben Simmons. He's going to include himself there. You know what that's called? Being a leader. I give him a little bit of credit for that. Actually, a lot of credit for that because for whatever reason, he's lumped himself in with these dudes who are wholly unlikable and refuses to throw them under the DOT. The DOT in Detroit terms is a bust, all right? He refuses to throw them under the DOT. And I give him credit for that because Kevin Durant, to me, still has a pretty high Q rating. I know amongst us writers and media folks, people look at him and roll our eyes and stuff like that, but I personally have no issue with him. I still think he's a top-tier NBA player and actually a really good human being. So I don't think people want to see him lose. I think people want to see him make up his mind.
I also think people always want to see super teams lose. Anytime you put a great
this ain't
team
no
together,
super team.
It was supposed to be on paper, right? Like it was supposed to be. When you put together these kind of stars, you get about 2 years of if you're the Warriors or something and you're winning and you're having fun before everybody turns on you anyway. So I just think it happened earlier with this team because of how it was assembled, because not everybody likes Kyrie. Like I'm with Vinny. Like Kevin's been almost MVP level for most of the season. Like he's been phenomenal this season.
I want to switch gears. One of the best pieces of video we've had on this show recently, Vinny Goodwill looked to the left. Vinny Goodwill looked to the right, and he said, hey, I'm going to tell you a secret. Anthony Davis is not that dude. Well, Vinny Goodwill. If you look at Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis is that dude lately. I mean, it's crazy. I know they lost last night, but again, Davis has over 20 rebounds. He's got over 30 points again, and he's putting himself in the conversation like in consecutive games of performances like this. You got Bob McAdoo in the 70s. You got Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, there's some really big-time players who have done this. What's going on, Kurt? I'll start with you. What's going on with Anthony Davis?
But he always had stretches like this. We all know Anthony Davis can play. Like, he has these moments where you're like, oh, this peak Anthony Davis. I mean, how many years ago were we like, he was going to be, when he came to the Lakers, explode into all this greatness. And he had it in the bubble, but he'd never been able to do it consistently. And that's the question. Like, not that he's going to do 30 and 15, 4 straight games. But can he stay healthy, stay on the court, and impact games for 70 games this season? I don't believe it. And by the way, the rest of the Lakers aren't that good. So even if he does, how far are they going? Like, they're going to lose to teams like the Suns. But good for him. Like, he is playing well. He's been able to do these stretches before.
I mean, okay, if I said that he wasn't that guy, and I remember saying that he wasn't that guy, I can certainly come on here and tell everybody if I was wrong. But they lost again last night, didn't they? They lost again to a Phoenix Suns team minus Chris Paul. And in the seminal moment of that game,
Johnson.
Do you remember the seminal moment of that game, Michael Holley?
Oh, I do. Patrick, you talking about Patrick Beverley?
Yeah. So explain to me how you, as Anthony Davis, 7 feet tall, you see the same thing Pat Beverley sees. You're closer to DeAndre Ayton.
Nah.
And Pat Bev has to be the dude.
I reject it. Yeah, he does.
Because
you know why?
Run up on. Because you ain't going to do it.
I'll tell you why. No, that's not why. I can tell you why. Okay, we're in November. I'll give you the rest of November, and I'll give you all of December. Patrick Beverley, in all those games, is not going to have over 30 points and 20 rebounds in all of those games combined. I mean, come on. This is not a fair trade. Yes, I will sacrifice Patrick Beverley. Go ahead, do your Pat Bev things. Get kicked out of the game. We don't care. You don't really bring that much to the table offensively anyway, and we'll keep Anthony Davis, keep him clean.
But here's the thing.
Because he might get injured. He might get injured hitting somebody.
Look. Here's the thing. Everybody done been in a group before where the smallest dude was the feistiest one or the mouthiest one, and then Big Brother came and had to do, okay, fine. But here's the thing. If Anthony Davis steps in, he doesn't have to push DeAndre Ayton in the back, does he? He doesn't have to do what Pat Bev does. He can just step in and go man to man and say, hey, man, that's not cool. What are you doing standing over little bitty Austin Reeves? That's all he has to do. He doesn't have to go into full Bill Laimbeer mode, but you can stop Pat Bev from going full Pat Bev. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying start a confrontation, but I am saying act like you're 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't need that from Anthony Davis. I don't know about you, Kurt. What I want from Anthony Davis is give me 70 games. If you give me 70 games, I do believe. Here's a crazy take. It's crazy, but I do believe it. He didn't have to give you 30 and 20, but 70 games of Anthony Davis will get them into the playoffs because right at the beginning of the year, nobody even thought they were a playoff team. I can see it. I can see an identity starting to form around this team. Okay. Russell coming off the bench, Anthony Davis doing his thing, LeBron will be back soon. I can see this team not being great, but I can see him as a 7-8 seed, no question.
How many games of LeBron do you get? Like, Anthony Davis is great,
50.
But like
55.
If you've got it,
55.
You're right that maybe the 7 or 8 seed and they can fight their way out of the play-in past whoever's left down there. But That's as good as it gets. This is at its best a one and done team, right? Like their ceiling is one and done, and Anthony Davis can only carry that so far. And hey, I don't know. That struck me as a hockey moment, man. You always got to have the goon who protects the stars, right? Like Marty McSorley's got to go protect Wayne Gretzky. Somebody, it's a size reversal, but that's never going to be Anthony Davis.
You're protecting Austin Reeves. That wasn't LeBron that got knocked down. That wasn't Russ in his prime that got knocked down. That was, no disrespect, Austin Reeves. Now, if you're the Phoenix Suns, y'all a bit too chesty for me. If you're DeAndre Ayton, why are you going and standing over Austin Reeves? Like, what type of points are you scoring in that matter?
He didn't even block a shot.
That's the thing. Nobody looks good, right? I didn't like Devin Booker, talking trash about Pat Bev in the post game or whatever. You say what you say, but the Suns need to do less talking and more winning. No. The Suns, when you blow a 7th game at the crib by 30, I want to hear nothing from you until the weather gets warm. And while the weather is cold, I don't want to hear – I was about to cut. I don't want to hear nothing.
Go ahead.
By the way, does the weather ever get cold in Phoenix?
Well, where I am, it's quite cold. And where most people are, it's quite cold. It is
quite cold. Where you are, Kurt Helin, it is not cold. Where we are –
I don't know, man. It's 60 degrees.
Does Kurt live in Orlando or something like that?
I'm in Southern Long Beach.
It's 60? Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I'm in Long Beach. It's the mid 60s, man. That's sweater weather out here.
Okay, stop.
Toughen up.
So look at this.
Toughen up.
Early, it was sunny today, and like earlier, about 42, 43. I said, "Wow, what a beautiful day! What a beautiful day! It's 43. It's actually kind of warm outside. That's where I am. It's always cold. Let me ask you this: Is anybody good? Is anybody good in the West? I like some Eastern teams, but in the West, it's just weird. I'm looking at teams that aren't usually good, like Sacramento. I'm looking at a team that's not supposed to be good, like Utah. And then, you see the Clippers kind of, off and on. I don't know. Like, who's good and what do you believe? Kurt, first you, and then Vinny.
I guess Phoenix. But I mean, they keep winning without Chris Paul, without Cameron Johnson. I still think, watch what I've seen of teams. I still think when the Clippers put it together, like that could be the team. But I don't buy anybody like Boston and Milwaukee are like head and shoulders above everybody right now. I don't think there's anybody on their level, and there's nobody in the West playing like that. Not even close.
I tend to agree. I think the NBA has become the NFL. Well, you got a whole bunch of mid. You got a whole bunch of 7-9, 9-7s. You got a whole bunch of Jeff Fisher type teams. Remember Jeff Fisher? He goes 7-9, 8-8, 7-9. That's what we got. We got a bunch of teams treading that line. I think it's 2.5 games separating the 10th seed in the West or the 8th seed in the West from the top seed in the West. Yeah. And I don't think there's going to be much separation this year. Yeah, Boston and Milwaukee are clearly ahead. Cleveland, where I am now, Cleveland is a little bit better. They're better than mid, right? When you got Donovan Mitchell and some of the pieces that they have, they're better than that. But healthy. It's a bunch. But here's where things can be really interesting down the line. If you're a team that you feel like you're one move away and you're not afraid of Golden State, you're not afraid of Memphis, you're not afraid of Dallas, you're going to be more incentivized to go make this move because there is no juggernaut, because this may be your one chance to get through and get to the NBA Finals and see exactly what happens, because it looks like the champs are going through like a midlife crisis right now, right? And they're trying to figure out whether the kids are going with parent in a divorce, right? They're having that midlife crisis. I don't trust Memphis right now because you have to trust the long-term health of Ja Morant. And I don't know with the way he plays and everything else if that is something that you can bank on. Dallas is going through something right now. They're not playing Christian Wood as much. You're depending a lot on Luka. So if you're one of those, middle-class teams in the Western Conference and you're a move away, go ahead and do it. Why let the Lakers go get Miles Turner when you can go get Miles Turner?
Yeah, you know what, fellas?
Actually, I think that's brilliant. Yeah, because there's nobody that scares you. Golden State, I think that 2 timeline thing. Yeah, let's just go to 1 timeline, man. Like it is not working. I mean,
yeah.
I truly hope Santa Cruz is a great city, and I hope James Wiseman enjoys it. But like, they're not good. They've got some real issues, man. And somebody, you make a move.
Don't say it in front of Natalie. Don't say it in front of Natalie. Good thing Natalie coming on next, but not right now.
She's coming on soon. Oh yeah, she's coming on soon. I tell you. But I with you guys, I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm just gonna check and make sure, my family's still here, because Benny Goodwill has already made references to somebody's got to change the locks. He's talking about who's getting custody of the kids. This is Thanksgiving. We're supposed to be coming together. What is saying soul food? This family must be this fist. We got to be together. And Benny Goodwill is getting us all separated. So, you know what, Kurt?
Maybe my black family is the only real family on this airwaves where function is dysfunction. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. No, y'all, your family's still together. Everybody's still together. Everybody's good. Good to see you, Kurt Helin. Enjoy Thanksgiving, and we hope to see you after the holiday.
I hope so too. Take care of yourself, both of you, man.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.